Welcome to episode number 10 of the eCom Buzz. Today, we're going to have our two segments where first we're going to talk about some really important news. In fact, something that just dropped on Monday, the Google Antitrust lawsuit here in the United States that I believe is going to have some very significant ramifications for merchants here, and abroad as well. In the second section, we're going to talk about somewhere between a case study and the quick tip that I normally like to give, talking about some takeaways from a new website release that we just launched here on Monday, and I am incredibly excited about some of the features that were included on this website. So without further ado, let's jump in. I'm Joseph here at SwiftOtter, and I'm excited to bring this information to you, and I hope this helps you better achieve the goals at the company you're working for and helps your company stand out in this highly competitive e-commerce landscape. And if I may, would you join the eCom Buzz? It's a bi-weekly newsletter that's dropped every other Thursday at noon Eastern Time. Good information, precisely tuned for you as a merchant. Let's talk about news that's coming hot off the press. So, included in our email is the links to these conversations. And yeah, things are heating up kind of in the antitrust world. It's been a while in coming. I think people have guessed this is going to happen for a while. Basically, it has been ruled that Google has used monopolistic powers to force people into using their search engine. So they're working with computer vendors and Microsoft, etc., to create the search engine that everybody goes to when they boot up their computer for the first time. And when you boot up your computer for the first time, are you really going to go change it to DuckDuckGo or, God forbid, Yahoo or whatever other search engines are out there? There really is nothing else out there. And it's worked because, in part because Google has been so dogged at making sure it is the first and the only search engine loaded on a computer. And this has been a very good strategy for them and their investors. But I think it's caused both some positives and negatives for merchants. Positives in that Google's basically the only company or search engine that we optimize for. I mean, let's face it. There's really no other search engine that we try to optimize for. However, it's also been shrouded in this cloud of secrecy, and there's these black hat SEO guys that they say that they know if they've cracked the code and then it doesn't work. It's a lot of weird stuff. So that's been a mixed bag. However, I'm a little bit concerned that as we move into the potentially whatever this new era looks like, if they're getting rid of monopoly, they're going to be making it easier for other search engines to be able to compete for and get on a customer's home screen. So that's going to add a lot of diversity into this whole playing field. It's not going to be just we're optimizing for Google. We're going to be optimizing for Google and DuckDuckGo and I guess ChatGPT and Cortana and all these other different search-ish providers as well, which is going to cause some headaches. I think in the long run, it's going to be good for all of us, but there's going to be a few years where this is going to shake out. Other search engines are going to actually start getting some market share as opposed to being kind of this, edge cases where somebody might not use Google. And we'll just see. I think it's going to play out, and we're going to see over the course of time. Continuing on, our next segment is about Amazon. And, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be really nice if our customers, or we, could just get off the hook for not hitting our goals? By just pointing to, I don't know, the latest events, politics, the elections, I guess. Anything to say that the Olympics. The Olympics is what caused this. I get a kick out of this. When really does this matter? If you don't hit your targets, you didn't hit your targets. And that means you needed to work harder. I mean, that's what our bosses tell us. And so how is it that Amazon gets off? Either way, I think the way this does impact us as retailers is there is a good chance that if you're selling through Amazon, your sales probably through that channel were affected. So it just goes to show that Amazon is a decent channel, but we should not rely on Amazon exclusively. In fact, that's a good opportunity to be continuing to push even harder to drive traffic to our website where we don't have to pay all the ridiculous Amazon fees just to sell through their platform. So yeah, maybe you could try it next time that it looks like you're going to miss your goals. Just try to find some event that's happening and say that's why you missed your goals. See if that works. For some reason, it worked at Amazon. Just surprising. All right, moving on. 55% of Gen Zers have made an online purchase while browsing social media. I haven't explicitly said this in this format here on the eCom Buzz. We're just getting started 10 episodes in, but social media is becoming more and more important. If you don't have a good social media game on, it's going to become problematic. I mean, it is going to become problematic. And in other words, it's going to be giving your competitors an advantage. And that's the last thing we need in this type of landscape is for our competitors to have an advantage. So with that, let's make sure to at least have a social media presence out there. I mean, ideally, it's incredible, but what can you say? We all have our limitations, and doing our best to make sure we do have a really, really good social media presence out there is going to become even more of a winning strategy here in the future. With that, I would like to jump over into this new website that we recently launched. In fact, we just launched it on Monday, hot off the press, but it has some of the things that we've been talking about, actually a lot of the things we've been talking about here recently in the eCom Buzz conversations. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up here and show it to you in this format is kind of I work to have examples in these conversations, but a all-together package of these conversations in one bundle right here in this conversation. So the website is jthomashome.com. jthomashome.com. They're here based in the Kansas City area, literally 15 minutes from where I live. And they make shelves. At the most basic level, we say make shelves. What's so special about that? Well, they are really an incredible company. So yes, at the basic level, they make shelves. Fine. But really what they're in the business of doing is making people's houses beautiful. And I think this new website shows that off really nicely. Check this out. Well, actually, let's check out the old website first, and then we'll compare that. What I just said is the value proposition. Let's check that out to the new website. All right, so when I go to the old J. Thomas Home website, this is what I see. First thing is a pop-up requesting your email. Okay. But this is what I see. By any stretch of the imagination, this is fine. It works. They were having challenges. It was a lot of frustrations modifying content, updating content, making that content look even halfway decent, managing their products. They felt like they were constantly running to these ceilings, these walls everywhere they went. And so we worked with them to establish a new path forward, working through that. And this, right here, big drum roll, is the new website. Notice right away a huge difference. Now, it's the same image right here. Let's go back and forth. It is the same image, almost exactly the same size. He's slightly smaller on the new one. You can see those these right here, slightly smaller. Oopsie, too far. Almost the exact same image. Well, basically the same image. Look at the difference. Old and new. New right here in this view, I have their value proposition, made in the USA, becoming more and more of a really powerful value proposition. Order samples. You can't quite see this, but I'm covering it up a little bit. Built to last. Right there is their value proposition. Incredible. Of course, much more bold text, right in your face, saying exactly what they are doing, what they are offering. This is beautiful. It doesn't stop there. We're going to go through a quick review of each one of these pages. I'm going to show you the highlights from each. But again, value proposition is something that I can't talk enough about here. It's so So powerful. So as we move down the page here, the top part was okay. It starts falling apart as we go down this page here on the old website. So we do have a sticky header, which is good for navigation, but it's just kind of becomes a lot of text, not much visuals here, and it's hard to see what am I supposed to do, where am I supposed to go. I am really happy that on the old website they had this verified customer reviews. Very, very nice to have here. A little bit of imagery, just a lot of text. Text often becomes a substitute when there is not good design systems or patterns in place. And that really well described the old website. Now, check the new website out here. As we start dropping down, we still have some text, and text is powerful for search engine optimization. So we shouldn't have like no text. That would be a problem. But what you'll notice is a legitimate design system that is now in place, enabling rapid creation of beautiful content. That is a huge and very powerful difference. We have a Shop Now section. We are directing people primarily to these 4 categories here. If they're going to scroll down the homepage, they're going to see these 4 categories, which is going to be primarily what people are going to be most interested in. These 4 categories. So we continue down. We're providing product options to continue with. We have reviews. Again, this is just utilizing space a lot better. Like this all feels really crammed, tight. This does not represent the quality of J. Thomas Home, and that's what they were frustrated with. But on this new website, this does. And this is just, it looks beautiful all through this. And the cool thing is these are all reusable widgets that can be used anywhere on the website. So the website that they have now today, starting out on this new platform, this new system, is infinitely scalable with all of these custom widgets that have been built precisely for their needs. Continuing down, this is like literally a help page walking through this. Now, we're going to see this here throughout the rest of the website. We're going to see very personalized conversation topics on the website. It's really powerful. And of course, I love some of this stuff down here. This is great. This is really, really good. So continuing on, let's look at, let's pick 1 5/8 inch floating shelf as far as looking at a category page. Drop into here. Again, difference is just incredible. We see a very big call to action text, 1 5/8 inch thick floating shelves. And that's only found about a ways down the page here on this new version. Scroll through here. We have our category page. We're going to ignore this. This is just like content up here, and you could put content up here. But the new website is far cleaner. That content still exists, but it is at the bottom. This is not as much for customers. If they want to read it, great. This is a little bit more on the search engine side, right? Helping search engines understand what is the content of this page. Now I'm going to scroll back up here. We are on the new website, but compare this listing of products. Let's match this page here. Okay, this listing of products, compare the difference. So here we see white oak and 1 5/8 inch thick, etc. Radius, corners, etc. There's a lot of different options here versus 1 5/8 inch thick. All of these match, but we see rustic alder, superior alder, walnut, maple, and then it is actually restated here. We have our thickness and we have whether it's lit or not. This helps people understand the differences between these products. Now, again, this came on a non-lit page, but as you can search for different, let's go to white oak floating shelves right here. You can see that we have this capability to have the different options there too. So very, very powerful capability to help customers see what they are clicking into and understand the context of the website. This is just beautiful. Such a massive difference. Let's click into, rustic alder, I guess. We'll click into rustic alder here's rustic alder on both of these here. Okay, old website. Again, we can look at this product area for a little bit here. Compare that to this. Again, this new website matches the quality that J. Thomas is as a company. They're an incredible company, make incredibly good products, and this new website matches this. All the features, the capabilities that they need. Now look at this. What is the depth? What does the length mean? Like, what does all this stuff mean? Well, guess what? There are now help menus to help guide people as far as what choice to make. Continuing down just a little bit. Remember how we talked about ships in 10 to 15 days? Right here. It answers this question: need custom sizing, information about how to contact J. Thomas, and they're going to help you understand what options are available. They offer design help. We have it's kind of like a short description here, which is not really anywhere on this page. So this is a new thing. But we have product details, reviews, and frequently asked questions, all right here available to be seen. But my favorite part of this here is the product details. So on the old website, this pretty much what you see here comprised the details of the page. Well, look at this. And this page doesn't even have as many details as some of the other pages on the website. Some of the other ones, I'm going to go back over here. Let's check out White Oak. See if we have some additional details on these pages, or we'll go over to Lit. Some of them even have downloads. Some of them have like literally a full page top to bottom of additional information. Yeah, this is a great one right here, of information. Again, new website, couple details still being populated out here. But we have this information being shown right here, immediately available. You talk about answering customer questions. That happens on this page, on these new pages. And the difference is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So with that, I hope you see some of the amazing differences and what is possible. And that's, again, one of the things that excites me most about this website is there are so many best practices that are in play on this website that are here and visible. And it's up to you to start implementing these on your website. But it's like a practical example that you can see right here and right now. Look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks. We have a really special announcement coming up here at our next eCom Buzz. So I hope you are subscribed to this podcast of the eCom Buzz. Talk to you later.